Thinking here where I should be. Because of the computer. Might be easier here. So, as Dr. Campbell said, I was an X-ray tech. And I did that for about 23 years or so. And mammography was one of my specialties. So, breast imaging has been something that's kind of been in the forefront of what I do for a very long time. I started working at a cancer research hospital. So it was pretty common to have women coming in and imaging them and seeing these lumps that had all these kind of spider legs coming off of them, and seeing women who came in who were so afraid to touch their breasts or to do anything about their breast health that there would be lumps that would be literally sticking up out of their breasts. And so we've evolved. We've gotten to this place where yes, we still are scared of it. Nobody wants to hear that we need to come in for extra films or that we may need a biopsy or anything at all like that, but hopefully none of us are waiting that long. As an X-ray tech, I have to say that I kind of started thinking about there's got to be something better that we can do or different that we can do when I would see a woman year after year after year for their yearly mammogram, and everything would be fine, or so it seemed, and then all of a sudden there's something there. And you know that it doesn't grow that fast. Why have we missed it? And then kind of the end of it for me was a very good friend of mine. I had a secondary business as well as working in X-ray, and she was one of my clients. And we were talking about breast health, and she had said she'd never done her own breast exam. She had never had a mammogram, and this woman was in her late 50s. She had 2 kids. One was grown and out of the house, the other was graduating high school. And I said, "Trina, you have to go get a mammogram." And she didn't tell me that she had felt anything or that anything was wrong. And when I compressed, and if you all had a mammogram? The compression coming down. Well, I was compressing her breast, and out shot this green fluid out of her nipple and clear across the room. As a tech, I knew what I knew. I knew what was going on there. As a friend, it broke my heart. And professionally, I had to sit there and go, oh my God, have I just caused this tumor to become outside of its capsule? So, maybe it was all encapsulated before and they could have gone in and taken it out and there wouldn't have been any spread. Did I cause it to spread? Did I cause it to break? So, from that point on, I was a little bit more ginger about, do I really want to do this? Am I that passionate about it? What can we do as a medical profession to find these things earlier? And do we really have to radiate? And do we really have to compress the breast? So it was quite a journey. It took me several years after that in order to get to a place where, yes, we can examine the breast without compression. We can examine the breast without radiation. And we can see what's going on in the function of the breast tissue, which is a whole lot different than a mammogram. So we've got some statistics and things to talk about. In 2007, this is the last time there were, am I in front of this? It was the last time that any numbers were compiled about breast cancer. And since it's the leading cause of death in women aged 35 to 54, one would think we might have some newer numbers, but we don't. Almost 180,000 new cases of breast cancer in 2007, they figure, would be diagnosed. About 63,000 in situ, so encapsulated breast cancers would be diagnosed as well. So we're looking at over 200,000, over 200,000, 230,000 women with breast cancer. An estimated 40,460 women would perish from breast cancer in 2007 alone. Only in the United States, this is not worldwide. Okay, so according to the American Cancer Society, leading cause of death for women between the ages of 40 to 44. Dr. Campbell's done some further research and found that they're now saying that it's between the ages of 35 and 54. So your chance cumulatively over your lifetime, risk of developing breast cancer is 1 in 8 women. In Buffalo, where I came from, it was 1 in 6 because of some of the environmental toxins. So it changes from region to region. But 1 in 8 chances, 1 in 8 women. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of us. There's another 4 there. Half of one of you. So what are some of the risks? Who needs to be more concerned about this? There's a lot of different risks, and it probably encompasses most of us. If you started menstruation before 12, if you didn't have any children by the age of 30, if you used hormone birth control or hormone replacement therapy, if you consume more than 1 alcoholic drink a day, if you've gained 30 pounds or more after menopause, if you have elevated insulin levels, if you don't exercise, if you have a family history of breast cancer. But that's only about, the BRCA positive genes are only about 5 to 10% of that risk. Okay? The good news is if we find it early, we have a 99% chance of surviving more than 5 years. That decreases. It's less than 40% if it's a stage 3 or above. So key is we find it early, right? So what are our options? We can have an X-ray mammogram. As you can see from the slide, 20% of the breast cancers may not be detected. Why? Well, a lot of us have cysts. Most of us under the age of 50 have dense breasts. Has anybody had a report that said you had dense fibroglandular tissue in your mammogram? That's really radiology speak for we couldn't see anything. It's so dense that you can't pick anything out in particular. So, X-ray mammography, its ability to see things is significantly diminished when we have really small breasts because it's hard to pull that tissue out on the plate. And I can remember so many times feeling horrible and thinking I was going to bruise someone because that compression plate was going bump, bump, bump over each rib. And I'm trying to pull at the same time to get at least some tissue on that plate. And then doing the side view, that's pretty uncomfortable. Hitting that sternum and then trying to compress across it. So uncomfortable stuff. It's difficult to image. Women with large breasts, it's difficult to image. Where literally sometimes it takes 2 or 3 5x7s in order to get all that breast on. Come on in, ladies. Maybe just a minute. Love the hat. We got